So happy Catterday, happy Halloween, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. We're gonna do a traditional 90-minute 26 and 2 yoga class. To kick it off, we're gonna do 3 rounds of sun salutations, and then we will hop in. Some quick things, I am with friends right now, so if you hear background noise, that's what that is. And also there is a wasp in the room that I'm in, so if you see me run and flail at a certain point, it's because the wasp is chasing me. Okay, so we're gonna start with 3 rounds of sun salutations. Come towards the top of your mat. I'm going to stand back and show you in periphery. Bring your feet close together. Take a moment, bring the weight into your toes. Rock the weight back into your heels, and then evenly distribute your body weight on both feet. Bring your hands together at heart center and begin. Inhale, lift your arms up, looking up as if you're saluting, greeting the sun. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, hands to floor, drop your head. Inhale into a halfway lift. You can have your hands on your thighs, your shins, or even the floor in front of you. Exhale, bend your knees, put your hands on the floor and step back into a high plank. And if high plank doesn't work for you, you can come down into tabletop. Option to stay here in your plank or tabletop, or take a vinyasa, leaning forward a little bit, hug your elbows in and lower down halfway. Inhale, come up into a back bend. You can do baby cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. Bend one knee, straighten the other, lift your hips, drop your head, roll your shoulders down. And if down dog isn't working for you, no problem. Come down into child's pose. Sink your hips down and reach your arms forward. So every down dog can be a child's pose, every plank can be a tabletop. And if that lowering down motion doesn't feel right for you, skip the vinyasa, go straight from your plank or tabletop directly into your down dog or child's pose. On your next inhale, hands on the floor, look forward and step forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your head down. Inhale, reach your eyes, circle your arms looking up overhead. Exhale, hands down at heart center. Good, 2 more. Inhale, lift your arms up, looking up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, drop your head. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into your high plank. Keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale, come up into your back bend. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, down dog. So remember, for child's pose, you want to sink your hips down, reach your arms forward, and drop your head. For a down dog, drop your head, lift your hips, and try to press your heels down. Root down through all 28 knuckles, especially the space between your index finger and thumb. Push down there, lift your hips up, press your heels down. On your next inhale, look forward, step forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your head. Inhale, come on up, arms up, looking up overhead. Exhale, hands down at heart center. Good, last one. Inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your head, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into your high plank or tabletop. Keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale, come up into your back bend. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, down dog. Try to get your heels to the floor. You might need a slightly wider stance. Drop your shoulders, relax your head, lift your hips, contract your thighs. Take an inhale, building body heat. And an exhale through the nose, warming up the body from the inside out. Inhale, look forward, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your head. Inhale, reach your eyes, come on up, saluting the sun. Exhale, hands down at heart center. Wonderful, so that was our little warm up. From here, we will hop into traditional 26 and 2 yoga. Bring your feet together, toes, heels touch. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, glue your knuckles underneath your chin. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. H-A, ha, sound. Head back. Arms forward, elbows touch. Whoop, inhale, head down. My cat ears are already coming undone. Slowly bring your chin down. Lift your elbows up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, slowly push your head back, look way back for the wall behind you, arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, breathe in through your nose, down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Exhale, head up. As you exhale, open your mouth wide like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling. Stretch your arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Keep the weight in your heels. Glue your ankle bones together. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your butt. Exhale, head up, lock your legs. Weight stays in your heels. Hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thigh muscles tight. Inhale, head down, stomach, 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 Marsha, 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 depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Exhale, head up, suck it in, hold it in tight. Slowly head back, slowly arms forward, push the air out, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push the air out. Inhale, head down. Last breath in the first set, deepest breath of your day. Elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller, stomach in, breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up, take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling, push, squeeze, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down. You can roll out your shoulders and head. Second set, feet together, interlock your 10 fingers, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Knuckles under your chin like glue. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your butt, grow taller out of the base of your spine, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up, breathing in through the nose. Lift your elbows up, suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Exhale, exhale through your mouth, slowly head back, slowly arms forward, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full lungs. Exhale, head up, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows touch, 1. Inhale, head down. Use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Slowly bring your chin down as you lift your elbows up. Exhale, head up. Use the full 6 seconds to exhale. Synchronize your breath with your body movement. Elbows touch when your lungs are empty. Inhale, head down. Just the neck and arms are moving. Notice if you're rocking back and forth or side to side. Exhale, head up. Just your head drops back. No backward bending. Keep shoulders over hips, hips over heels, weight in the heels. Inhale, head down. Do your best to keep the elbows lifted. Imagine you're in a pool of water up to your shoulders and you don't want the elbows to dip into the water. Exhale. So you want to reach the arms forward, triceps parallel to the floor, shoulders down, elbows up. Inhale, so keep your elbows lifted, bring them out to the side, chin down, and then up towards the ceiling. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Of course, if you have a tight neck and you can't drop your head back all the way, the elbows might point down, and that's okay. Inhale, head down as we work on neck mobility. Eventually, the elbows stay lifted and the shoulders stay relaxed the whole time. Exhale, head up. So work to keep the shoulders down, elbows up, eyes open, push the air out, elbows touch. Inhale, head down, last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life. When your lungs are totally full, surprise yourself. Take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up, take your time. Let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down. You can roll out your shoulders and head. Okay, Ardha Chandrasana with Padastasana. Half moon with hands to feet pose, feet together. Inhale your arms over your head, palms together. Interlock your fingers, release your index fingers. Cross your thumbs, hips forward, arms back, stretch up and bend right and left, right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, reach up a little taller, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels, contract your quadricep muscles, and push your hips a little forward. Suck your stomach in, upper body back. So you want to keep your hips and armpits opening to the front of your mat the whole time. Inhale, breathing, stretch up out of your waist, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line, slowly bend your body to the right. Without bending your elbows and knees, continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling in the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Just remember, it's the first posture of the day, and there's no rush. You know where you have to be, nothing you have to prove to yourself or to anyone else. It's Halloween, just breathe. Take an inhale through your nose, and an exhale through your nose. If you ever find that you're holding your breath, ease up, do a little bit less. Let your breath be your guide. As you inhale, lengthen your arms, touch biceps to ears. As you exhale, contract your quadricep muscles. Come down, push, push, push. Change, inhale to come up. Reset, hips forward, arms back. Keep the weight in your heels. Stretch up tall and slowly bend to the left as you push your hips to the right. Coming down in a straight line without bending your elbows or knees. So if the knees and elbows start to bend, you might have gone a little bit too far. Push your left arm into your ear, push your right arm into your ear, contract your left thigh, contract your right thigh, and breathe in and out through the nose. Notice if the weight is shifting forward into your toes. Bring the weight back into your heels. Notice if you're leaning forward or sticking your butt out. Push your hips forward and then bring your upper body back, touch biceps to ears. Push your right hip forward, keep your two hips in line. Now bring your left shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. I was telling Jamie before class I really wanted to be a flower petal blooming for Halloween, but it did not work out time-wise. So here I am as a cat. Now that you have that lovely anecdote in your mind, open your chest like a flower petal blooming, come down, push, and push, and push. Change, inhale to come up. First back bend of the day, depending on your costume, could feel kind of weird. Take a deep breath, full lungs, keep your eyes open, relax your head all the way back as far as it goes. Look for the floor behind you. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, palms together, and immediately bring your arms back with your ears. Try to touch the wall behind you. So whole spine backward bending from coccyx to the neck, lower back, middle back, and upper back bend your total spine backward bending. Try to fall down backwards, maximum weight in your heels. Inhale, breathing, push stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward, and then bring your arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, slowly go down. Put your hands on the floor, drop your head, and go for a walk. Move your hips, shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, flexible. Padastasana, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab your calves, your Achilles, or eventually your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers. Wrap your elbows back and roll forward. Touch stomach to thighs, chest to knees. Let your head hang heavy. Eventually face to the shins, below the knees. Never force your body. Pull on your heels, roll your weight forward into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. Pulling is the object of stretching. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling on the back of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes with a smiling, happy face. It's kind of poetic. Pull on your heels, roll forward, lift your hips up, push your knees back, stretch your spine. Good, change, come on up, arms with your ears, knees can bend. Good, arms down, and you stand a little taller, right? That's the goal. Second set, feet together, inhale, arms overhead, palms together, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs. Push your hips forward, lean your upper body back, stretch up out of your waistband spine, and slowly drop to the right as you push your hips to the left. So you want to really engage your abdominal wall and lift up here. So shoulders down and palms together, right? Can you lift your chin? We'll lift your chest, press your palms together, push your biceps into your ears, and drop your shoulders. Relax your jaw. In yoga, we're looking just as much for what muscles we can engage, as well as what muscles we can relax. Keep your face relaxed, your shoulders relaxed, and your breathing easy through the nose. Bring the weight into your heels, hips more forward, upper body back. Push your left hip forward, keep your two hips in line, right shoulder forward, open your chest, like a flower petal blooming, come down, push and push and push. Change, inhale to come up, hips forward, arms back, stretch up and slowly drop to the left as you push your hips to the right, coming down without bending your elbows and knees. Use your left hand to pull your right hand to the top left corner of the room. Push your left heel into the floor, push your right heel into the floor, and push your hips a little bit further to the right. It's the push in the hips that drives the posture. It's Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. If you push your hips to the right, you will come down without collapsing. Final adjustments, keep the weight in your heels, hips more forward, upper body back, right hip forward, two hips in line, left shoulder forward, two shoulders in line, come down, push and push and push. Change, inhale to come up. Second heart opener, take a deep breath, full lungs, Keep your eyes open, relax your head back as far as it goes, squeeze your palms together and bring your arms back with your ears. Imagine you're tracing your fingers along the ceiling down the back wall, whole spine backward bending, whole front of the body stretching. If your knees or elbows start to bend, come up a little bit, contract your quadricep muscles, squeeze your gluteal muscles, root down through your heels, push stomach, thighs, hips forward, and then push your hands away from your face. Bring your arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Change, inhale to come up, stretch up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Good, drop your head, and then go for another rock, move your hips, shake your head. You've been here before, notice what's a little bit more loose, what's still a little tight. Second set, Padasana, hands to feet pose, bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your legs or your Achilles from behind. Wrap your elbows back, touch stomach to thighs, chest to knees, relax your head, touch your face to your shins. Below your knees, no room for light and air between the upper and lower body. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes and lift your hips up. Eventually the legs will lock. Doesn't have to be today or tomorrow, especially at 10 a.m. in a non-heated room, right? Hamstrings might still be a little tight. That's okay. Just pull a little harder, roll forward more. Press your big toes down, lift your hips up, push your knees back, stretch your spine. Change, come on up, knees can bend. Keep your arms with your ears. Nice. Arms down, and you let that one go. Awkward Utkatasana. Step your right foot to the right, 6 inches, hip width distance. Keep the insides of your feet perfectly parallel, like 11s. Bring your arms up, parallel to the floor, tricep muscles tight. Suck your stomach in. Bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair, feet flat position. Spine straight to begin with, 100% of your body weight in your heels. Sit down halfway only, hips into a chair. Suck your stomach in, now lean your upper body back, depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles, suck it in, hold it in tight. A little bit more weight back into your heels, lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back, try to fall down backwards at the end. Change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there, push your hips forward, spread your toes wide, and now come up all the way on your tip toes. So spreading your toes apart will help you balance. Lift your heels up, bend your knees, and sit down. Lean back. Notice if your knees want to come in or out. Keep 6 inches between toes, heels, knees, and hands. Jason, I'm really impressed that you're balancing in ski gear. Lift your heels a little higher, knees a little higher. Sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, inhale to come up. Last part, heels down, squeeze your knees together. Let your heels come a little bit off the floor and slowly sit down. Stop whenever you want or keep sitting down until you're half inch off your heels. I don't know if you can hear the dogs barking in the background. Squeeze your knees together and forward. Lift your chest. Hey, Daisy. Relax your shoulders and change. Slowly come up. Okay. Take your time. Good. Heels down. Right foot back. Arms down. Second set. I'm so excited to show you from the side with my tail because sometimes we talk about tucking our tailbone under and you're like, what does that mean? If you had a tail, right, you would tuck it under so that your pelvis moves a little bit. Okay. Awkward Utkatasana. Step your right foot to the right. 6 inches, hip width distance, insides of your feet parallel. Arms up, parallel to the floor, triceps tight. Suck your stomach in, bend your knees, sit down. So in the first part, you want to stick your butt out and fold your chest forward to get your thighs parallel to the floor. Look down, and if you can't see your toes, you're probably leaning forward too much. So shift the weight back into your heels, stomach in. Now start to lean your upper body back, roll your shoulders back and down, stomach in, lift your chin up, chest up. Change, inhale to come up, keep your arms there, and then tuck your tailbone under, right? Like if you had a tail, you'd be tucking it under. So move the pelvis forward a little bit, really engage the lower abdominal wall, and now come up all the way on your tiptoes. Stretch up, bend your knees, sit down. So you want to move the hips forward and the shoulders back so the spine is straight. Stomach in, no curvature in the lower spine. Heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change. Inhale to come up, woo, last part, heels down. Squeeze your knees together. Keep the insides of your feet parallel. Let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. Same thing, you want to tuck your tailbone under, stomach in as you sit. Good, stop when there's a gap between hips and heels. Squeeze your knees together, engage your abdominal wall, relax your jaw and shoulders, and change. Slowly come up. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms down. Eagle pose, Garasana, we'll do the right side first. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, swing your right arm under your left arm, right under left. You have options. You can grab your shoulders and give yourself a big hug. You can also interlock fingers or have hands in prayer, thumbs towards your face. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit down, lean back and bring your right leg over your left leg. Cross your legs, twist like ropes. Wrap your right foot behind your left calf muscle. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance like I am, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like ropes. Sit down more, arch your upper body back at the end. Good. Change. Feet together, arms over your head, left side. Bring your left arm under your right arm, left under right. Cross first at the elbows, again at the wrists. Palms together, thumbs towards your face, pinkies away from your face. Pull your elbows down. One day fingers go below the nose. Bend your knees, sit down, stay down there, lean back and bring your left leg over your right leg. Left over right, cross twist. Eventually wrap your left foot behind your right calf. So on this side, bring your knees to the left and upper body to the right. You want wrists over elbows, elbows over knees, knees over ankle, and weight in your heel. Pull your elbows down, suck your stomach in, relax your jaw. Sit down more, lean your upper body back. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Second set, bring your right arm under your left arm, think bicep under tricep. Sometimes I like to interlace my fingers and really try to like work the hands together. So eventually fingers in line and eventually wrists straight. It's really hard. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit down, lean back and bring your right leg over your left leg. Think hamstring over quadricep, cross twist and wrap. So eventually fingers in line and wrists straight. Notice if your hands are going to the left of your face. Bring your hands back to center and then pull the left shoulder down. Knees to right, upper body to left. You want wrists over elbows, elbows over knees, knees over ankle, weight in your heel. Sit down more, arch your upper body back. Good, change. Feet together, arms over your head. Last one, bring your left arm under your right arm, left under right. Trying to work the wrists together. So one day fingers in line. On this side, it's way different for me. Eventually wrist straight. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit down, lean back, and bring your left leg over your right leg. So we're not symmetrical, right? On the other side, I can kind of get my fingers to line up with my wrist straight. This side, not so much. Okay, bring your knees to the left, upper body to the right. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. One more time, knees to the left, upper body to the right, sit down more. Arch your upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms over your head. Arms down, party time. Grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers. So fun to be here with all of you. Hey, Tommy. Hey, Corey. I'm glad you guys made it. Lovely. Okay, cool. Let us continue. Standing, head to knee, Dandayamana, Janu Shirasana. Shift your weight to your left leg. Lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. Point your toes, flex your toes, keep your toes flexed back to your face, stomach in. Option to stay here or slowly round down and eventually pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. Your standing leg should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamp post, unbroken, you have no knee. If you've been coming for a while and you know your left leg is locked, no bend, no wobble. Inhale, slowly, gently lift your right leg up. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Take a deep breath, kick your heel forward, flex your toes back. You're training your Achilles to stretch. If both legs lock, bend your elbows down. Elbows touch calf muscles. One day elbows go below the calf muscles. Lock your leg, lock your leg, lock your leg. Change, slowly reverse out. Whew, I'm doing this on carpet and it is a lot harder than doing it on hardwood, I must say. Shift your weight to your right leg. So if you're on carpet as well, good for you because it's an extra balance challenge. Evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot. Contract your inner thigh as well as your outer thigh. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Lift your left leg up. Point your toes. Flex your toes. Keep your toes flexed back. Stomach in the whole time. So really strong core here. As you're ready, start to round down and eventually pick up your left foot. Less like you're going to eat a sandwich,
more like you're gonna help a friend over a fence. All 10 fingers interlocked, even your thumbs under your foot. If your standing leg is bending a whole bunch, really try to lift your hips up until the standing leg is engaged, lifting the thigh up. And when you're ready, lift your left leg up. So in this style of yoga, we say lock the knee, but some other ways to say that are to say lift your kneecap up, contract your quadricep muscle, stack your joints, hip over knee, over heel, over ankle, evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot. If both legs lock from the side legs, make an L, like Linda, bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles, keep bringing your chest down. One day elbows go below the calf muscles, lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Change, slowly reverse out. You can put your hands on your back and do a little back bend, or knee bend. Second set, shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, evenly distribute your body weight on your left foot. Lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, suck your stomach in. Start to round down. So this is the first of our compression postures. As we round forward, we compress the abdominal wall, and by extension, stretch the back. Concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. It's Halloween after all. Lift your right leg up. Heel forward, toes back. If both legs lock, puff up your chest and bend elbows down. If elbows go below calf muscles, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Maybe put your forehead on your knee. Lock your knee. Lock your knee. Lock your knee. Change, slowly reverse out. Whew, last one, shift your weight to your right leg. Lift up your right kneecap. Contract your right quadricep muscle. You want your knee directly over your ankle. So there's not a big bend in the knee, but if you're really flexible, make sure you're not hyperextending your knee either. Press your hips forward the whole time. Lift your left leg up, toes back. Try to keep your hips forward as you round down. So rather than sticking your butt out, press your hips forward the whole time to truly round your spine. You want to bring your ribs and hips close together, stomach in. When you're ready, lift your left leg up. Heel forward, toes back. If both legs lock, you feel tremendous stretching feeling on the backs of both legs, maybe even a cramp on your thighs. Bend elbows down. Keep your kneecap lifted. If both legs lock, slowly tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Heel forward, hips forward, toes back, shoulders down, stomach in. Change, slowly reverse out. Very nice. Okay, that was a forward curl. Next we do a back bend and a really nice shoulder opener. Standing bow pulling pose, feet together. Bring your right hand up, elbow touches the body. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga. Whee! Okay, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone. Knees together. Press your right hip forward. Try to get your hips in line. Bring your left arm up and all the way back with your ear. Lock your left leg, so lift the left kneecap up. Point your right toes. Take a deep breath, stretch up, and go for it. Charge your body forward. Simultaneously kick your right leg back and up. Slowly come down. Bring the body down and the leg up. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. So from the side, two heels in line. Kick back and up until your right shoulder disappears behind your left shoulder. In other words, two shoulders in line. Touch your chin to your shoulder, shoulder blade scapula coming out of the body. Kicking, stretching, equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Body down, leg up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly kick yourself up. Very nice. Other side. Bring your left hand up. Imagine you're holding money in your hand. Don't drop the money. Bring your hand out to the left. Reach back without dropping the money. Pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle bone. Knees together, two hips in line. Bring your right arm up and back with your ear. Contract your right quad. Lift your right kneecap. Point your left toes. Take a deep breath, stretch up. And slowly kick and stretch. So kicking and stretching equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. If you're always falling forward, kick back more. If you're always falling back, reach forward more. If you're falling to one side, that's a hip imbalance, right? You want to drop the left hip down. You might fall out more in the interim, but in the long term, it's safer for your hips. The harder you kick, you can balance forever. Whenever I feel my balance start to waver, like right now, I just hold still and then actively push your left foot into your left hand. Slowly come down, body down to parallel. Keep your chin and chest lifted, get the back bend. Body down, leg up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change. Kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. And for the first year that I did this yoga, this is what I looked like in this posture. Okay, so if you're falling out a lot, just hop back in, keep kicking. Eventually you hold for 5 seconds and then 10 seconds and then one day a whole minute, but you just hop back in every time. Second set, bring your right hand up, out to the right, reach back, pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle bone, knees together, bring your left arm up and back. Squeeze your left thigh, point your right toes, take a deep breath, stretch up, keep your chin and chest lifted, and slowly kick, stretch, and breathe. All 5 fingers together, thumb with your index finger, palm of your left hand faces the floor. Get your left arm exactly parallel to the floor, no higher, no lower, standing leg locked. Slide your left shoulder forward, relax your right shoulder back behind you. Drop your right hip down so it's the shoulders opening rather than the hips compensating. You can do it, Leah. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, body down, leg up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. Last one, bring your left hand up, out to the left, reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle bone. It is so fun to watch everybody practice in costumes. Bring your right arm up and back with your ear, lock your right leg, point your left toes, take a deep breath, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, and breathe. Relax your jaw, lift your chin, press your right shoulder forward, let your left shoulder relax back. Eventually 2 shoulders in line. Keep your chin and chest lifted, press your big toe up to the ceiling, contract the right thigh, body down more, leg up more, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, kick yourself up. We come to the back of your mat and towel, Tula Dandasana balancing stick. This next posture is only 10 seconds. You have to make up your mind to use 100% of your strength in half a second. If you're late, it's over. Feet together, inhale your arms over your head, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, and lean back. Step your right foot forward, lock both legs, point your left toes, and slowly tilt like a seesaw. Arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor. From the side, body makes a T, like Tommy, not a broken umbrella. Body down, heel up, stretch. Good, change, left foot down, right foot back. Take a moment, compose yourself, lean back. Step your left foot forward, touch your biceps to your ears, point your right toes, and slowly tilt. So even though it's a short posture, you want to go into it with control. The slower you move, the better you're able to work on your strength and your balance. Chest down to parallel. From the side, body makes a T like Tom, so neck in line with the rest of the spine. Chest down more, heel up more, stretch, change. Right foot down, left foot back, arms down, take a breath. Second set, feet together, arms over your head, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross your thumbs. So this grip is called a temple grip, and this is the last time we're gonna do this particular grip in class with thumbs crossed. Step your right foot forward, a big step, lock both legs, point your left toes, and tilt. So after this, theoretically, the shoulders are open enough that just the thumbs will cross, the other fingers will be uninterlaced. This is the last one. Push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands, stretch, change, left foot down, right foot back, arms back, lean back, step your left foot forward, lock both legs, point your right toes and tilt. So we use this temple grip mudra at the beginning of class to really squeeze palms together. Keep your biceps with your ears, chest down, heel up, point your right toes, stretch. Good, change, right foot down, left foot back, arms down. Good for you. Enough of that. You can come to the top of your mat and towel and face the long side of your mat for the next 3 postures. I will face you. Standing, separate leg, stretching. Dandayamana, Bikapapada, Paschimottanasana. Inhale your arms over your head. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, 4 feet minimum. Arms down parallel to the floor. You can turn your toes in towards each other to invert the hips and pelvis. If you have active sciatica, point your toes forward, eventually turn the toes in. Lift your thighs, lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Look forward, stick your butt up like it's Saturday night, not Saturday morning. Grab your heels from behind. So for this posture and the next three, don't be afraid to play around with your step. You can take a slightly wider or a slightly smaller step. You want to feel the stretch on the hamstrings though, not the inner thighs. So if your step is too wide and you're having trouble controlling your quadricep muscles, take a slightly smaller step. Lift your kneecaps, lock your legs. If you've played around with your step and you still can't grab your heels, that's really normal. Grab the outsides of your feet or even start with your hands on the floor in front of you. Everybody roll forward. You could almost lift your heels off the floor, almost but not quite. Lock your legs, lift your hips, stretch your spine. Change, slowly come up. Good, step your right foot back, arms over your head, float your arms down. Wonderful. Second set, feet together, arms over your head. Step your right foot to the right, big step, arms down parallel to the floor, toes in, heels out, lift your thighs, lock your legs. I'll show you from the side, lift your chest and swan dive forward. So you want to go down with a flat back and the weight in your toes the whole time. Grab your heels from behind, and if you can grab your heels, bend your elbows back. Elbows to calves, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine. Everybody roll forward and touch your forehead to the floor. Now, if your forehead's touching the floor easily, go ahead and take a smaller step. If your forehead's nowhere near the floor, take a bigger step. And then everybody roll forward and lock your legs. First the legs stretching, then the hips stretching, lower spine, whole body stretching, 360-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, touch your forehead to the floor, in between your feet. Change, slowly come up with a straight spine, reversing out. Good, step your right foot back, arms over your head, arms down. Wonderful, next is triangle pose, Trikonasana. It's a deep lunge for this version of triangle. So we're gonna simultaneously open the hips and the chest at the same time, full body workout. So good, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, big step. Arms down parallel to the floor. I'm gonna take a slightly bigger step here. Turn your right foot out, maybe left toes in just a little bit. Inhale, bend your right leg and lunge. You can bounce a couple times to gain control, warming up the hips and knees, and then sit as low as you can. Eventually, right leg makes an upside down L, like Linda. Keep your hips low and just move your arms. Right elbow in front of the knee. Aim your right fingers between your big and second toe. Don't actually touch the floor, just the elbow in front of the knee. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder and breathe in and out through your nose. Drop your left thigh down. Push your right knee back. Reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, turn, twist upper body back like spine twisting posture. Lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat on the floor. Good, change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, two heels in line. Inhale, bend your left leg and lunge. Now, if you have tight hips or knees, you might not sit down very far today, and that's okay. Just try to keep your hips in line so that one isn't higher than the other. Sit as low as you can and move your arms. And if you're not able to sit all the way down yet, maybe just the wrist or forearm in front of the knee as you look up. This way you still get this nice diagonal stretch from your ankle all the way to the crown of your head rather than collapsing down. As you're able, you just sit a little bit lower, dropping the right thigh down. So push your right hip forward and down. Push your left knee back with the help of your elbow. Look up and really stretch up. Reach your right arm up. Stretch your left arm down. Turn. Twist upper body back. Lock your right leg, right foot, flat on the floor. Change. Good for you. Move your arms, straighten your leg. Left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, and arms down. Take an inhale and an exhale. Second set, arms overhead. Step your right foot to the right, big step. Hips forward, arms back, turn your right foot out. You can turn your left toes in a little bit and that might help you sit down more. Bend your right leg and lunge. So especially as a beginner, you can push your left hip towards your right knee and that might help you sit down more. Lean back and move your arms. Again, you want a diagonal line from your ankle all the way to the crown of the head. So hips sitting down and chest lifting up. Look up and stretch up. Make sure all 5 fingers together, wrists straight, triceps tight. Reach your left arm up. Stretch your right arm down, sit down more, chest up more, stomach in, jaw relaxed, turn, twist upper body back, lock your left leg, left foot, flat on the floor. Change, move your arms, push the right heel into the floor, right toes in, left toes out. Make sure your heels are in line, not crisscross. Inhale, bend your left leg, lunge, sit as low as you can. You can take a bigger or smaller step if it helps you sit down more. Lean back and move your arms. Do notice if your knee is going to the right of your ankle, that's hip tightness. Push your knee back, so knee directly over your ankle. Now look up and stretch up. If you feel like your feet are sliding apart, try to squeeze your heels back together. Feet stay in place, but that's the inner thigh strength we want to engage. Drop your right thigh down, push your left knee back, lift your chest, turn, twist upper body back, lock your right leg, right foot, flat on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms over your head, and arms down. Wonderful. Last in this separate leg series is standing separate leg head to knee, Dandayamana, Bikaptapada, Janushirasana. And psychologically, for long-term practitioners of this yoga, we've been practicing for like probably 45 minutes now, and this is usually the point in class where the mind starts to wander, and then we like speed through the next posture, like you'll like rush through it. So I'm just gonna invite you to go slow, take it easy, head to knee pose, arms overhead, palms together, cross your thumbs, step your right foot to the right, 3 feet minimum, maybe 4 feet. Pivot on your heels to one side of the room. And if you're on the long side of your mat, you'll face the back of your mat. Turn your back toes in, and then push your hips forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times beyond your flexibility. 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line. Backside foot makes a 45-degree angle. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. Round your spine like a cat on Halloween, chin tucked to chest. Suck your stomach in, touch your forehead to your knee. Now, if you have a history of slip discs, this is a posture to be careful of. Eventually forehead and knee touch, but you don't want to force your body. To bring your knee and head closer together, you can bend your front leg more. You can take a slightly bigger or smaller step, and you can try turning your back left toes in more. From here, tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine, and bring your forehead and knee closer together. Front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl. Vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last. Shift your weight to your heels, pick up your toes, and face the other side of the room. My heels always get crisscross in transition. Uncross your heels, turn your back toes in, and then you can push your hips forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Just your thumbs are crossed, other fingers uninterlaced, palms together. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. Round your spine. This is the second of our compression postures. When we touch the knee and head together, it might sound kind of arbitrary, like not something you would put on your resume, but I actually think touching your forehead to your knee is kind of a miracle. You're right, you're rounding your whole upper body over half of your lower body, all of your vertebrae over 1 femur bone. That's true extension to the spine and true compression to the abdominal wall. Stomach in the whole time, press your right hip forward. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together, change. Slowly uncurl, right hip forward, right shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Good, pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down, breathing in and breathing out. This is one of those postures where the setup for the posture is almost as long as the posture itself. And so then we start to ask interesting questions of like, well, what is the yoga, right? Is it just the posture, like the end goal, or is it all the moments in between? Think of your yoga practice. It's not just touching your head to your knee, right? It's taking a meditative moment to push your hips forward. Second set, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, other thumb on top. Step your right foot to the right, 3 feet, 36 inches. Shift the weight into your heels, pick up your toes, and face one side of the room. So push your hips forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 hips in line, palms together, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down slowly with control. Can you look at your belly button all the way down? You cannot see your right foot all the way down. If your heels are crisscross, it'll probably be really hard to balance. Imagine you could draw a line in the sand between your heels. Bend your front leg as much as you need. Touch your knee and head together, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Stretch all 10 fingers beyond your big and second toe. Bring maximum weight into your right front foot. Right hip up, left hip forward, 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 2 hips in line. Push your forehead into your knee. Walk both legs, hands together. Change. Imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest. Push your right foot down, head up, last. Good. Pivot on your heels to the other side of the room. I'll show you what it looks like from the front. So back toes in, push your hips forward until your hips and your armpits are squared to the front of your mat. So you really want to rotate the right hip, right thigh forward. Palms together, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. For a balanced challenge, try to keep your hands together the whole time. This is a really wonderful opportunity to practice patience, strength, and balance, right? You're balancing on 2 feet, but the heels are close together, right? It's not that easy. Tuck your chin to your chest, forehead to knee, front side compression. Stretch your fingers just beyond your big and second toe. Touch your biceps to your ears. Lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling, away from your ears. Suck your stomach in, lower abdomen in. You might even get a cramp on your stomach. Push your forehead into your knee. Lock both legs, hands together. Change. Slowly uncurl. That's where you're getting the balance, the strength, the control. Head up last. Good. Pivot on your heels. Right foot back. Arms down. Wonderful. Come to the middle of your mat and towel. For the hip opening series, we're going to open the hips and balance on one leg, starting with tree pose, Tadasana. Contract your left quadricep, lift your left kneecap, shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. Hold on to your foot from underneath the foot with your hand. Touch your heel to your costume, sole of foot flat to ceiling. Slowly, gently, let your right knee drop into a half lotus shape. Never force your knee. This might not happen today. You're welcome to start with your foot on your shin, your knee, or your thigh. Eventually, heel to costume. Bring your right hand up to the center of your chest. And if you can balance, left hand up. Notice if your shoulders or elbows are lifted. Drop your shoulders. Bring elbows down. Contract your left thigh, lift your left knee, press your hips forward, lift your chest up, temporarily eliminate any curvature in your spine. Change. Slowly lower the right leg down. Lock your right leg, contract your inner thigh as well as your outer thigh, and lift your left leg up. Heel to costume. Slowly let your left knee drop. You want to feel it in the hip, not the knee. Never force the knee. Left hand up, and if you can balance, right hand up, but if you're like me and your foot falls a whole bunch, just hold on to your foot with your hand. So if you've ever had to memorize something like, vocabulary or whatever that is, a trick to memorization is like you study something really hard for like 30 minutes and then you leave it alone, right? You walk away and then you come back and you review those same things a little bit later. That's kind of what we're doing with balance, right? We balanced on one leg for a while and then we left it alone and now we're back. So we're creating muscle memory in the body. So it's easier for you to lock your knee tomorrow. Change, left leg down. You're welcome to do a second set of tree pose. You can also try another fun posture called toe stand. This is my favorite posture to fall out of. Lock your left leg and lift your right leg up. Touch your heel to your costume. Slowly let your right knee drop down. Right hand up, and if you can balance, left hand up. Look to the floor, 4 feet in front of you. Don't move your eyes. Don't even blink. Concentrate and meditate. Start to fall forward, fold forward. Touch hands to floor. You can walk your hands forward, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knee and sit down. Walk your hands back to either sides of your hips and breathe through your nose. Left hand, right hand, elbows down, spine straight. Maybe come a ½ inch off your heel. I'm one with the force and the force is one with me. Whew, okay, when you're ready, put your hands on the floor, lift your hips up, and then push your hips forward to reverse out. You can always come up on 2 feet. Good, change, right leg down. Shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, and lift your left leg up. And for those of you familiar with going into the posture, do it at your own rate. I'm gonna give an alternative for folks who can't go down this way because of a knee or hamstring issue. Did you know you can build this posture from the floor? So if you'd like to join me on the floor, come into tabletop and tuck your toes under. From here, pick a foot of your choice and you're gonna lift it up and put your foot on your thigh. from here, walk back, and you're in toe stand, right? Pretty sweet. So if folding forward is too much for your body, you can always build this one from the floor. So from the front, it looks like this, right? You're always welcome to come into tabletop and build toe stand from there. Good, change. Come up however feels right for you. Honor yourself, give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. We're gonna adjust our angle ever so slightly. Okay. Fabulous. Okay, turn around, Savasana. I don't know how this is gonna work with the tail. Okay, oh, that is a weird sensation. Okay, bring your heels together, let your toes fall open, arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal. Savasana is a gas station. Let it fill you up. Take a slow inhale and a slow exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. So today, Halloween, and then tomorrow, All Saints Day, and then Monday, All Souls Day. Those are all based on an ancient Celtic tradition or holiday called Samhain. And the whole idea of that holiday is there's this belief that the veil between our world and the other worlds is a little bit thinner this weekend. And historically, there's a reason for that, right? This weekend is the halfway point between fall equinox and winter solstice. And back in the day, right, and still today for some people, this is also the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. And winter is this time where we kind of like hang out inside a lot, right? And we light a candle and we read, and we're a little bit more sleepy, kind of like a bear hibernating, right? So this is the end of that like busy harvesting, what are you reaping season, and the beginning of this like time to go slow and inward season. So it was believed like a long time ago, right, that on this weekend, there's a thin space. It's one of my favorite ways to call it. It's a thin space between our realm and like the world of the dead. And some people still believe that there's this idea that maybe this week or this weekend you'll perceive things that you wouldn't otherwise, or notice things that you wouldn't otherwise. And that's actually like been my experience with yoga in general. And I don't even think it's supernatural. I just think as we become more in tune with ourselves, we become more perceptive to what's going on around us as well. So if you've ever had like a weird experience, right, where, I don't know, you dreamed something or you had a vision and then it came up, you're not crazy, right? We all kind of have that, and we don't want to talk about it because like it sounds like we're a little bit crazy, but I really believe like as we get more in touch with who we are on the inside, and we discern that truth, but then we start to kind of notice things going on outside of us as well. So if you have any sort of like fun experience this weekend, maybe just the Ouija board, just like enjoy it, have fun, and be open to the fact that like, we are, I think, spiritual beings. Like not everything is explainable, and that's okay. It would be really boring if we could explain everything, but gosh, it's fun to try. Pavanamuktasana, winter moving pose. Lift your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin just below the knee, nice tight white knuckle grip. Pull your knee out to the right and down towards your shoulder. Completely avoid your rib cage. Keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body and pull down extra hard, maximum pressure in your lower abdomen. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down and hold. Keep your right leg on the floor. If your right calf muscle doesn't naturally touch the floor, you can flex your right toes back to your face to keep shoulder, hip, and calf flat on the floor. Change, left leg down, both legs up, grab your elbows each other. This posture is really funny with a clipped on tail. Squeeze your knees together and down. Try to grab your elbows. If you can't grab your elbows, grab your elbows. And if you still can't grab your elbows, at least you tried. Keep your heels together side by side, not crisscross. Head on the floor, look down the center line of your body and hold still. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone joint skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Good, change, arms down and eyes open. And some of the traditions around Samhain are very similar to Halloween. So the idea is like, people would dress up in masks to either like kind of imitate spirits of the dead, but also theoretically to protect themselves from like bad spirits. And then they would go house to house getting like little snacks or treats, right? So very similar to trick or treating. And obviously there's a lot of low hanging fruit, pun intended, mask, commentary that I could make about the masks we wear today versus the ones that people did 1,000 years ago. Second set, lift your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, maybe switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out and down and hold. So today, we wear masks to ward off viruses, not spirits, but part of the tradition, I think, of Halloween and Samhain, it's not just to protect yourself, it's also to have fun, right? They were like imitating these, or like, giving flattery, right, to these other spirits. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down. So I really believe this holiday is like a little bit mischievous, a little bit fun, and like who doesn't need fun in their life right now, right? Squeeze tight, hold deep, change, left leg down, both legs up. So even on this holiday that for like 1,000 years was about like dead people and ooh, that's a little sinister, right? There's still an element of like fun to it. And I hope that you can see that, like, even as we talk about like this veil being lifted between our realm and other realms, there's still joy in that, right? It doesn't have to be like totally spooky, scary. Change, arms down and eyes open. Next, we do a straight leg sit up. If you have any concerns about your back, lower back pain, recently slipped disc, skip the sit up, roll off to the side and meet us on your stomach. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Okay, turn, lie on your stomach for the spine strengthening series. Don't mind me, Cobra, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Place your hands flat on the floor, just below your shoulders, elbows point up to the ceiling, feet together like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Use 100% back strength. Come up halfway only, belly button stays down, chest is lifted. Keep your elbows bent to an L, a 90-degree angle like a rectangle. Hug your arms into your sides. Where are your shoulders in relationship to your ears? Roll your shoulders back and down. Don't forget about your cobra's tail. Keep your feet together, toes, heels touch, lock your legs. Push your feet down, hips down, hands down, look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up. Good, change, slowly lower down, look to your right, left ear on the towel. My cat makeup is about to get weird. Okay, look to the right, left ear on the towel, arms down, palms face the ceiling, toes together, heels fall open. Last year, I think for one class, I was a mime and I put like white face makeup and like mime makeup all over my face in a hot room. And I was like, this will sweat off. And none of it came off. And it was like $1 CVS makeup. And I'm pretty sure I have cancer now from that. But I was like, wow, this stuff really sticks. Second set, bring your chin forward, hands on the floor just below your shoulders, little fingers in line with your deltoids. Make sure your hands are flat, not cupping, all 5 fingers together. Feet together like a cobra's tail. Lock your legs, look up and lift. So this is the first posture in the spine strengthening series. And I really like that it's called the spine strengthening series rather than the spine flexibility series. Of course, if you like pushed your arms into the floor, you would get maybe more of a back bend, but keeping the elbows bent and the feet together is a really effective way to strengthen all of the muscles that surround your spine. Change, slowly lower down, look to your left, right ear on the towel, arms down, heels open, breathing in, and breathing out. Locust, Shalabhasana. Bring your chin forward, arms straight position. Rotate your arms, palms face the floor. Bring your arms underneath you as best you can. One day pinky fingers touch, but arms never overlap. So spread your fingers wide. Eyes open, mouth closed. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up to a 45-degree angle. Half of 90, foot coming directly over the top of your head. Is your right knee bending? Can you lengthen it back a little bit more? Push your big toe back, lift your thigh up. Good, change, slowly right leg down. Relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. Imagine you're drawing a line up the back wall. Use your big toe, stretch the big toe back. Spiral your inner left thigh up. So left big toe up, left pinky toe down, sole of the left foot flat to the ceiling. Change, slowly left leg down. Third part, tuck your chin and mouth down. Bring your arms a little closer underneath you. Spread your fingers wide. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, and lift both legs up. Come up, everybody come up. Struggle a little harder. Don't give up. Mouth down, shoulders down, triceps tight. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Good, change, slowly lower down. Bring your arms out, look to the right, left ear on the towel, breathing in and breathing out. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms straight, flip your palms down, bring your arms underneath you as best you can. Eventually arms under the body, but you're never forcing your body, right? If this is like really painful to your wrists or elbows, bring your arms out to the side and just try to work on pressing your palms and shoulders down. Triceps tight. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up. So you want to suction cup your shoulders to the floor. Practice pressing the shoulders down rather than the chest down. So the upper body actually rounds a little bit. Spread the shoulders wide as you press your shoulders down. Change, right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up for 10, 9, lock your leg, 8, eyes open, 7, point your toes, 6, hold still, 5, lift it up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change, slowly left leg down. Grand finale, tuck your chin in, mouth down, kiss your mat, bring your arms a little closer underneath you. So micro bend your elbows, and for those of us with a chest, rather than gathering your bosom, push your girls down, so put your arms on top. If that makes sense, that's a little trick. So shoulders down rather than chest down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, lift both legs up, roll forward. You want to use your hips and forearms for leverage, like a seesaw. So shoulders down, triceps tight, spread the shoulder blades apart, shoulders down, mouth down, squeeze your butt, lock your legs, lift your thighs up. Good, change, slowly lower down, bring your arms out, look to the left, right ear on the towel, breathing in and breathing out. Full locust, Purna Shalabhasana. Bring your chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings, feet together, toes and heels touch. Squeeze your butt, lock your legs, point your toes, look up and fly. Arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor. 747 taking off, just your hip bones on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. Look up towards the ceiling where your eyes go, body knows to follow, keep your feet together, toes, heels touch, lock your legs, lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tuck in your wings, look to the right, left ear on the towel, breathing in and breathing out. Second set, chin forward, arms out to the side, feet together, toes, heels touch, lock your legs, point your toes, look up and fly. Press your hips down. So this posture is so good for strengthening your back muscles. We're lifting the legs and the upper body off the floor all at once. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. Notice if you're dropping your head down or jamming your head back. Think like one long arc from your neck all the way down. Thighs up, chin up, chest up, look up, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, slowly lower down, tucking your wings, look to the left, everything you own in a box to the left, breathing in and slowly breathing out. Dhanurasana floor bow. This posture is not so fun after eating a lot of candy, so it's good we're doing it in the morning. Chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with the index fingers. This is the last posture in the spine strengthening series. Squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up towards the ceiling, and start to kick into your hands. Continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. Roll forward once, freeze between your ribs and hips, hold still. Do little sips of air in and out through your nose. Notice if your knees are way wider than your hips. I'm right there with you. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly lower down, look to your right, left ear on the towel. Second set, bring your chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, point your toes, squeeze your butt, look up and kick. So this posture is a great back bend. It's a nice chest opener. And it's also good for digestion, right? You're holding still between your ribs and your hips. Open your chest, think expansiveness in the front of the body and deep compression to the spine. Do keep your neck in line with the rest of your head, not dropping your head down or jamming it back. Knees in, feet out, wrist straight, look up, kick, kick, kick. Good, change. Slowly lower down, look to your left, right ear on the top, breathing in and breathing out. Bring your chin forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat and towel. There is definitely a lot of cat makeup on my mat. Okay, come to the top of your mat and towel, fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana. I'll show you from the side. Open your knees, 6 inches between your knees and your feet. And as you're ready, start to walk your hands back. Now, if you have tight toes, ankles, or knees, you might not sit down all the way, and that's okay. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or even behind you the whole time. As you're ready, sit down between your heels. If you're sitting on your feet, open your feet more. Point your toes back so the insides of your feet are parallel. Option to stay here or put your hands on your feet. Bend your right elbow down, stopping anywhere you feel a point of pain. Left elbow down, knees never come off the floor. Drop your head back, head on the floor. Tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head. Grab your elbows each other and hold. Wherever you are is just perfect. You want a gentle stretch through your toes, ankles, knees, and hips, but never a point of pain. Change. Put your hands on your feet. Carefully come up so your head comes up last. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat, breathing in and breathing out. So, yoga, like a lot of cool things in life, it's not magic, right? It's, it is physical, it is real. It's not magic, but it's still magical, right? And that's that little, I think, difference with yoga, maybe with celebrating Halloween or Samhain or this idea of a thin space this weekend. It's not magic, right? But it's kind of magical. And I think there's power in a little bit of magical thinking. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. So notice what mental limitations you've placed on yourself in class, like, oh, I don't do that, that's not for me. And maybe just do like a little bit of magical thinking. Open your feet, open your knees. You can stay here the whole time, or as you're ready, walk your hands back, sink your hips down, put your palms on your soles, right elbow down, just see what happens today. Left elbow down, drop your head back, head to floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows. If that's easy, bring your knees back together, but knees never come off the floor. Good, change. Put your hands on your feet, push yourself up, head up last. Turn around, Savasana. So I feel lucky. I studied abroad both in Mexico and in Scotland, which I didn't really think of at the time, but both of those cultures I think have much healthier like practices around death or the dead or this idea of spirits of the dead, versus I think in America it's like we're a little bit creeped out by that. But just as a reminder, that's cultural, right? And there's some cultures that like to celebrate things, right? Like Dia de los Muertos, things like that. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Again, not magic, but magical. Come towards the back of your mat, half tortoise. I'll show you from the side. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, cross your thumbs, stretch up and go down. You're welcome to put one or both hands on the floor to walk yourself in. Otherwise, go in forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. If your fingers are interlaced, uninterlace your fingers, just the thumbs cross, palms together. As you inhale, reach your arms forward. As you exhale, sink your hips down, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change. Slowly come up, arms with your ears. Nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. Every time I come up, there's like makeup, cat makeup on my on my mat. Okay. So the first time I went to Edinburgh, Scotland, I was like 15 or 16. I was really lucky to have parents that took me to Europe when I was young. And Harry Potter book 6, I think, was coming out. And we like wanted to wait till midnight to get this book, and we just like popped into a cafe randomly to like wait until midnight. I'm looking at stuff on the wall, and it was so cool. It was the place where J.K. Rowling had like written the first Harry Potter book, was randomly in this like cafe that we chose. There was no, at the time, there was like no signage outside being like, come here for Harry Potter. We just randomly went in, and it was so cool. There was this graveyard in the back, and a lot of the names from Harry Potter are from that graveyard. Like Professor McGonagall is an actual tombstone in behind this cafe. I love it. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Good. Come to the back of your mat and towel, second set, half tortoise, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms over your head, palms together, maybe other thumb on top, biceps to ears, stretch up and go down. Look forward all the way down. Try to touch forehead to floor first, and then little fingers to floor. Reach your arms forward, sink your hips down, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize. Change, slowly come up, arms over your ears, nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. So like 5 years later, I was a philosophy major, and Edinburgh, University of Edinburgh has a lot of famous philosophers that came out of there. So I was like, that's where I want to study. So I studied abroad there like 5 years later, and you get assigned like housing, like you don't really get to choose. And I got there and I was like, all of this looks weirdly familiar. And it turns out I ended up living right next to the bookstore that I had gotten my Harry Potter book 6 at like 5 years ago, and the cafe was like right next door, so it was fun. I used to study in this cafe and look out at Harry Potter tombstones. It was so cool. Not magic, but magical. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Okay, come towards the top of your mat and towel for Camel Ustrasana, our deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between your knees and feet. I'll show you from the side. Put your hands on your lower back, on your tail area, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, keep your eyes open, look up. Lift your chin. If it feels good, drop your head all the way back. Option to stay here or start to go back halfway. Freeze in the middle. You can keep your hands on your back, or when you're ready, right hand down, grab your right heel. Left hand down, grab your left heel. Thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Press your hips forward, lift your chest up, relax your head back. Look for your toes behind you. 3 60-degree back bends against gravitation. Change. Put your hands on your back. Push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana. So, of course it's purely coincidence that like I went into a cafe when I was young that, J.K. Rowling wrote that book, and it's purely coincidence that I got housed there years later, right? It's all coincidental. It's not magic, but it's magical. And the thing is, like, as humans, part of what we do is derive meaning. We're storytellers, right? And our thoughts, it turns out, are just the stories that we tell ourselves or that we tell other people. Our thoughts are just the stories that we tell ourselves. So notice in your yoga class and outside of your yoga class, how are you deriving meaning? Because it's pretty hard not to derive any meaning, but that also means if it's inevitable, but it's also kind of a choice, what meaning are you deriving, right? Where is your mind going, and what stories are you telling yourself? And can they be positive stories, right? Words of affirmation, good thoughts, happy thoughts, realistic thoughts, right? Being happy all the time would be really boring. But you're not self-sabotaging, right? What are the stories that you're telling yourself outside of the room, but also in your yoga practice? Those days where you're like, oh, I can't do that, that's not for me. What if you flip the script and tell yourself a different story? Just for a second set of camel. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Turn, come to the top of your mat and towel. Second set, open your knees, 8 to 10 inches between your knees, still keep 6 inches between your feet. Put your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Maybe try bringing your elbows closer together behind you so the chest opens more. Push your hips forward, keep your eyes open, look up, and just work at your own pace. You can keep your hands on your back the whole time. When you're ready, go back halfway. Eventually, or in the future, right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back, hold still and breathe. Good, change. Put your hands on your back, push yourself up, head up last, turn around, Savasana. So one of the most common stories that I hear people tell themselves about that posture camel pose, or that people inquire about after class is that posture made me cry. Am I really messed up? Is there something deeply wrong with me if that posture makes me emotional? And the answer is no. If nobody's told you yet, emotions are involuntary neurological responses. And as much as we'd like to think that we are humans that think and occasionally feel, we know that we're humans that feel and occasionally think. And so if moving your body is getting you more in touch with the feelings than the thinking, that's actually probably getting you more in touch with a realistic look at how you make decisions, what stories you tell yourself. So there's nothing wrong with you, right? You're just opening up yourself to being more perceptive to what's really going on. Sometimes we kind of shove stuff down, right? And yoga helps us bring it up and work through it. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat and towel, knees, feet together for rabbit pose. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels. I'm going to set my cat ears aside for this one. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and go down. Round your spine like a rabbit or like a Halloween cat. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels. Don't lose the grip, lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, press your hips forward, lift your shoulders up, suck your stomach in, round your spine. Change, hips down, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, disc by disc, head up last. Good, turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Come to the middle of your mat and towel for second set. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Make L's with your hands like little bunny ears. Grab your heels from the outside. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, go down. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor. Pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, and lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one. That head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together. Squeeze your heels together, squeeze your heels together. Sometimes we have to hear things a couple of times to internalize it. So if nobody's told you yet today, you are loved, you are loved, you are so loved. Change, hips down, slowly uncurl, vertebra by vertebra, head up last, turn around, Savasana. I was talking with a student recently. I will try not to identify them, but most of you who practiced at Hotspot would know who this is. But he's a former Marine, and he was talking about how yoga was the only time where he could ever be vulnerable. And randomly, he was like when you said you were loved, you were loved, you were so loved, I really heard that. And I was like, wow, sometimes even I roll my eyes at myself when I say that. But just as a reminder, sometimes you might hear a teacher say something and you roll your eyes or you're like, whatever, that's not for me. That's fine. It doesn't all have to be for you. But every once in a while, I'm reminded of cheesy things or weird things or funny things. Different things stick with us, right? Depending on what story we're telling ourselves, we'll hear different things every time, even if the messaging is the same. You'll hear things when you're ready to hear them. Legs together, arms over your head. Keep your arms over your ears. Sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat and towel for head to knee pose, Janu Shavasana. Right leg out to the top right corner of your mat. Bend your left leg all the way in. Inhale your arms over your head, stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. Forehead to knees. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing under the ball of your foot. Flex your toes back to your face. You can bend your right leg, especially in the front or first set. Bend your right leg as much as you need. Touch your knee and head together. This is the third and final compression posture. Touching forehead to knee, rounding the whole upper body over half of the lower body. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, stretch up. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. And for some of us, this is the only posture where we can actually touch the knee and head together. The ones where we're standing, right, those are a little harder. But this one, you can bend your leg all the way into your thigh. Try and touch your knee and head together. Interlock your 10 fingers, flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, right elbow down, right shoulder down, rolling to the right, 2 shoulders in line. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. If you're skipping, sit up, stay here, stretch up. Otherwise, lay down, let your spine realign, and sit up. Paschimottanasana stretching. Bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with your middle and index fingers, thumbs on top. Flex your pinky toes back and start to walk your hips back, right, left, right, left. Knees can stay bent to help you keep a flat back. Eventually legs straight, and then eventually see if you can lock your legs. Notice if your toes are turning in like tacos. Tacos come after class. Spiral your inner thighs down, flex your little toes back, soles of the feet facing the front of your mat. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, start to bend your knees and fold forward. Stomach to thighs pull, chest to knees stretch. One day, forehead and toes meet. Change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. So notice what stories you're telling yourself at the end of class. This is usually the time where it's like, what's for lunch? What am I doing later today? Try to keep your mind with your body. So notice what you're doing now. And just focus on that. Slow inhale and slow exhale. What comes after class comes after class. What came before class came before class. Just for today, just for this moment, just for this breath, be here now. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat and towel. Second set, right leg out, left leg in. Common mistake, I'll call it, or common like mix up in this one. Make sure your legs aren't too wide apart. You want your legs to make an L, a 90-degree angle. Arms over your head, stretch up. Turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. This is a great way to practice the balance for standing head to knee without having to balance, right? So imagine you're still trying to help that friend over a fence rather than eating a sandwich, thumbs underneath the foot. If it's easy to touch your knee and head together with a bent leg, keep going, straighten your leg, maybe even lock your leg. One day, elbows to floor, left elbow down, left shoulder down, roll in to the left. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg all the way in, heel to costume. You want sole of foot pushing into inner left thigh bicep, but you don't want to have your leg like on top of your foot, yeah? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest and go down. So this is the last of our compression postures. Every time you exhale, draw your navel up towards the spine, up towards the ceiling, elbows down, stomach in, hips closer to ribs, right elbow down, right shoulder down, right hip down, right knee down, roll into the right. Good, change, arms up, both legs out in front of you, lie down on your back, let your spine realign, and sit up. Second set stretching, I will show you from the side. Bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with your middle and index fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back. So when our hamstrings are tight, our spine will round, or conversely, when our spine is tight, our hamstrings will tense up. So at first, puff up your chin and chest and fold forward. Imagine you're gonna hook your rib cage over your knees. Slowly over time, you'll lengthen the legs and stretch the hamstrings a little bit more. Eventually, or in the future, stick your tail out, lock your legs, and then come down with a flat back. Rather than touching forehead to nose, go a little deeper, forehead to knees, try to touch forehead to toes. So shoulders back, chin and chest lifted, toes back, stomach to thighs, pull, chest and knees stretch, one day forehead and toes touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. I once saw this girl like open her feet and like slide her head like past her feet in that posture. And I was like, wow, what's going on? This is crazy. And then she stood up and she had about 3 feet of torso and 2 feet of legs. And she was 5 feet tall, right? And then it made sense. So some of these postures, like if you see someone touch their forehead to their toes, yes, it is flexibility. Yes, it's hard work, but also there's a bit of a proportion thing going on. If you have really long legs and a short torso, don't worry so much about touching your forehead to your toes. Just worry about lengthening your spine. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. So what are the stories you're telling yourself about, oh, that's for somebody else, right? You can still get the same stretch even if our body proportions are different. Spine twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bend your left leg on the floor. Touch your right heel to your left knee corner. Right hand close behind you like a second spine. Left arm lift up and over. Grab your left knee with your left hand, hand, heel, and knee touch. Look down, and if you're sitting on your left foot, slide it out, press your right hip down. Left knee down, right foot down, point your left toes. Inhale, stretch up, stomach in. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, twist. You can keep your hand behind you for balance. You can also grab your hip, your waistband, eventually wrap around and grab your left thigh with your right hand. Stomach in. Inhale, stretch up, keep your right foot on the floor, point your left toes. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs. Wee, bend your right leg on the floor. I'll show you from the side. And hey, for those of you with tight knees, you can keep your right leg straight out in front of you. Left arm close behind you like a second spine. Right arm up and over. Grab your right knee with your right hand, hand, heel, and knee touch. And this motion, that rotation in the shoulder will serve you well in a lot of intermediate and advanced postures one day. Keep your left foot on the floor, point your right toes, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, twist. So notice if you're leaning back, super casual, be a cool cat. Keep your fingers just behind you like a second spine. And if it's easy to balance here without leaning back, then reach your hand around, do the half bind. Just keep spine straight, chest up, rib cage open. Drop your right knee down, point your right toes, keep your left foot on the floor. Inhale, stretch up, stomach in. Exhale, look over your left shoulder, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana. Okay, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, final breathing. Sit knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. If it hurts to sit on your feet, don't do it, silly. Sit on your butt, crisscross applesauce. Every once in a while, sit on your feet. So for Kapalabhati breathing, you're gonna exhale through your mouth. As you exhale through your mouth, snap your belly in. When the stomach relaxes, the lungs automatically take in air. Think like you're blowing out birthday candles really quickly. Okay, lick your lips, swallow a couple times, sit up tall. Concentrate, meditate, don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times, sit up tall, arms straight, shoulders down, focus straight ahead. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself, give yourself a hug, high five, pat on the back. Happy Saturday. Ooh, 11:30 exactly. Go team. High five. Turn around, Savasana. Head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Totally understand. Happy Halloween. If not, if you have time, make time. Close your eyes, open your arms and legs, final Savasana. So I'll finish with one magical story that I absolutely love. I told this story several years ago when I noticed that Jason had an orca tattoo. So I'm from Seattle, where orca whales are popular, they're cultural, and among Native American or First people, there's like this idea that orcas are spiritual, and specifically certain tribes believe the orca whales are actually their ancestors in another form. Well, a couple years ago, get this, a museum in Seattle agreed to give back some artifacts to a Native American tribe that had been ostensibly stolen, right, 100 years ago from the tribe and put into a museum. So the tribe was awarded some of these artifacts back. And this Native American tribe lives on an island outside of Seattle. So they used a ferry, right, a commercial ferry, to bring back the artifacts back to this island. Well, get this, a pod of orca whales accompanied the ferry all the way back to the island. And the representative for the tribe said, I mean, look, I'm a reasonable person. Of course, I know that like it was just a coincidence, but it was still a nice sentiment to think that my ancestors were accompanying their things, their artifacts back to our home, back to our land, right? I love that. Of course, I know it's a coincidence, right? It's not magic, but it's magical. And those times where you have those experiences in your life, rather than telling yourself, I'm crazy, that doesn't make sense, I encourage you, lean in, hold on, right? We're storytellers. What are the stories you're telling yourself? And if you can find a little bit of meaning, a little bit of hope, if you can maybe allow a smile to cross your face, if you can maybe allow your shoulders to drop and relax just a little bit more, if you can just unclench and let go just a little bit more, I think those stories become more powerful, and I think our life actually becomes a little bit more manageable. Take a slow inhale, slow exhale, and all is coming.